Well, good morning, folks, and welcome to Threes In here on this Super Bowl Sunday. So, being Super Bowl Sunday, I have a Super Bowl story for you. And it actually began in 1994 when I stumbled into sobriety. One of the terms of going back to work at Northwest Airlines was I had to attend counseling for 3 years, once a week, 3 years. And I didn't mind that at all because it beat the alternative that I was wrestling with. So for 3 years, once a week, I'd go down to Toledo Hospital and meet with a counselor that I had. Her name was Linda. And then sit through a group session, if you will. I did that, like I said, for 3 years. You got it? How many years? Anyway. So when I finished the protocol, Linda said, Bob, would you mind coming back or continuing on instead of being a patient, continue on as a guest lecturer? And I said, I'll do that for you. But in essence, I was doing it for myself. And truth be told, I enjoyed that. If I can say something that will help somebody, so be it. Then, over a period of time, Linda introduced me to her husband, Eric, and I really like Eric. He's a good man, and I like being around him. And he's a man of good character, and I need to be around those kind of people. That's why I suspect you're here. I enjoy being around people of good character. So, that being said, we became friends, and then this one day, Linda and Eric invited me over to their house for Super Bowl Sunday. Well, yeah, I'll come over. And it was really interesting to be integrated into their family for that evening. And I had a ball. Just really enjoyed it with not drinking. Anyway, about 10:30 the game was over and I'm heading home. Now I lived at the time about 8 to 10 miles, 9 miles away from Eric and Linda. And there was, you came out of their housing development, turned left, and it was a dark country road lined with trees. So I drive down that road, and that came to a T intersection. So I hit that T intersection, and I looked left and I looked right as I was prone to do. I did not come to a complete stop. I was kind of continually rolling, and I saw a car from the right, way off in the distance, coming my way. Didn't really think about it. I was thinking about how grateful I wasn't hammered that night. And I thought, here I am, been to the Super Bowl, watched the Super Bowl, and I enjoyed it. And I enjoyed it without alcohol. Okay, so I see this car coming, didn't pay much attention to him, looked left again, and just kind of rolled through the stop sign, heading on my merry way. Well, as soon as I coasted through that stop sign, I saw the red, white, and blue. Blink, 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 blink. Oh, crap. So I pulled off to the side. This guy's got a job to do. And it's not up to me to give him a load of crap. I mean, I'm sure he didn't want to be out there on Super Bowl Sunday. So I pull off to the side, and I watch in my rearview mirror, thinking, maybe he'll just keep coming. Maybe he got a call. Who are you kidding, Bob? So anyway, I watch him do a U-turn and come up behind me, and man, those lights are bright when they put them all on you. So I'm sitting there, and I had reached in the glove box, pulled out my license and registration, and he came up to the car, and I had the window down, and he said, "Good evening, sir." And I said, "Good evening." He says, "Do you have your license and registration?" I said, "I do." I handed it to him, and he said, "Do you know why I pulled you over?" And I said, "Yes, sir, I do." And he said, "Well, why might that be?" And I said, "Well, take a look, sir. Take a look around here." I said, "You and I are the only two out here, right?" And he kind of looked around, wondering, where the hell is this going? And I said, "So I'm coming up this stop sign, and I saw you coming." And I thought to myself, I'll bet that guy would like to talk to a real dumbass tonight. So I just pulled through the stop sign, and by golly, here you are. I thought about what I said, and he didn't want to chuckle, but I saw it crack. So he goes back to his car, runs everything, comes back up, and he said, "Mr. Holliker," he says, "you have a good record." He says, don't screw it up by running through stop signs. He says, here's your license and registration. He said, just shook his head and walked off. Anyway, every Super Bowl, I think of that, and I think of a lot of things. I think of the gratitude I have for being sober tonight. I think of the gratitude I have for our officers in law enforcement, our EMS, and it takes me to gratitude for those of you in the military that have served our nation. So it really has paid. That stumbling into sobriety in 1994 has really paid off. Anyway, I hope you enjoy this story. Not a lot of flying in this one, but sometimes we all need a break from these stories that I share. Take care. Good to see everybody. And somebody asked me who I was pulling for this year, and I feel like Dobie Gillis used to say, I'm not quite sure. I feel strongly both ways. So enjoy the game, and we'll see you tomorrow.